The following podcast contains adult content. It is not suitable for minors, professional settings, or the faint of heart. Welcome to FOREPLAY Goes South's About Last Night, a reoccurring monthly episode in which I take a story told on the stage last night's live event and release it the very next day.
There have been so many amazing stories for getting turned on and stuff like that. I cannot offer that to you in this setting. But I'm going to tell an embarrassing sex story, all right? I've told it a lot of times whenever in front of the people, so I might need to stop and go and cry for a little bit and then come back and remember where I'm at. I hope that's okay. Yeah, take a shot, okay? All right? But I promise within 1 to 2 hours we'll get it done. No, I was, this is the story. I had so many embarrassing sex stories to choose from. And side note, when that happens, you really have to take stock, I think, of things. But the one I chose is the time that I had to escape my mother's lover out of a hotel room in Cameroon. Okay? So,
well, we heard it all.
You got the long and short of it. I was a Peace Corps volunteer, and for the first.
Where in Peace Corps? Sorry.
No. I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Cameroon, which, just to understand the background, it's classified as a developing nation, but it's less so developing, more so than it was colonized, and the people there were enslaved and shipped all over the world, including places like here to build its wealth. And then the Peace Corps is kind of like a mediocre way to make up for that. But if you don't know what it is, you still go and you teach, or you do health work or something like that, and support an imperialistic hegemony. But that's the background of what's going on. And when you go there, you're there for 3 months. As a trainee. And when you're a trainee, you're supposed to go and visit a proper volunteer at their site and learn what's going on. And when you go and do that, you learn that no one knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on, okay? People are trying their best. That's all I'll say. But when I went, or before we went, they told us specifically, listen, we don't want you going around and hooking up. Don't have sex with the people that are training you. The U.S. government is not paying you or supporting you to play grab ass on the site and everything like that.
But they are.
So when you go there, you're like a booty homing missile. Yes. I met. I'll just call her Kat. I don't think it's really embarrassing for her, really, or anything like that. But I met Kat. When she was my trainer, she was my teacher. It was forbidden, and weirdly that made it more exciting, more attractive to hook up with her. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe that it was. And it was all right. I mean, no, it was amazing. She was beautiful and everything like that, but I feared her, okay? She towered over me. But I like that. I like tall girls, whatever. And she was very intense. She had a great energy. She was never afraid to talk back to someone or call someone out. And I really admired that because I was the opposite. And even now I still kind of work on that. But she in sex too, her energy was absolutely amazing. I remember one time she said, "That was one of the best fucks I've ever had." And you have to understand, my response to that was something along the lines of "Oh, shucks." Really? I don't know. I just want you to understand the difference in the energy, all right? It was like wild, untamed lion and Chris himself, all right? Even more so than what we're working with right now. All right, So she really liked me. I knew that she really liked me because the first place she took us out to eat, I got food poisoning so bad I double dragoned. And if you don't know what that is, I'm not going to tell that to you right now.
I know what it is.
Okay. If you've ever done it before, you know that if someone says I like you after doing it, they probably mean it. All right? So we had that time at site, and when it came time for us to go back to training and everything like that, I had the stomach flu, and I had to stick around for a few days and everything like that. It was really nice. And finally, I went back, and I became a proper volunteer and everything like that. Cut to the actual story, okay? We're here. We're almost done, okay? I promise. So, side note, I'm so sorry, but I was talking about Catherine and that thing that she said. Can we agree that of all the nice things that go on in like your sexual memories and stuff like that, audio loops are some of the best, right? Yeah. Can we just, I've always felt this way, and it's nice to get a consensus, okay?
We all agree.
Thank you.
I agree twice.
Thank you. So, I'm a proper volunteer. All the volunteers get together at this special training venue, and Kat is there, and her mom is visiting her and everything like that, and she's like showing her around Cameroon and everything like that. She says to me, this is the situation that's going on. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. And she says, Antonio, you know what I feel like doing right now more than anything? I'm like, visiting a museum, checking out one of the lovely parks, in town. And she goes, no. Having sex with you in my hotel room. And I was raised by porn, so a lot of thoughts flashed through my head, but the only thing that I said was, how's your mom gonna be involved? And because if you're hanging out with your mom, it's kind of interesting to take a break, I feel like, to hook up with somebody. But apparently that was the situation. And she says, I'm just gonna tell my mom to go out and have a nice time on the streets of Bertua, Cameroon, just for like an hour or so. I'll tell her something like, you should check out this cafe or anything. And I go, what? Okay, fine. I'm an idiot. I want to hook up. So, I go along with this plan. And we go to her hotel room. And she says, I guarantee you that my mom will not be back for at least an hour. So why don't we have sex? And so we start to do that. And not 15 minutes into the process, what comes at the door but a knock? All right? A knock at the door, and a voice that sounds exactly like Kat, also intimidating, also powerful, comes through the door saying, Kat, I don't really want to hang out alone in Bertua. Can I come back inside? And I'm doing this. Completely naked. There's already like a condom out and everything like that. It's an absolute disaster. Catherine's like, 1 second, I'm just taking a shower. We run into the bathroom, which is right next to the front door, okay? We both huddle up, all right? And I go, what happens now? What do we do? Do I get dressed and something like that? And I don't know, like we're both already in the bathroom. And she goes, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. What do you think we should do? And I don't want to run into Kat's mom, okay? So what I do is I say this, listen, there's a balcony out there. What I need you to do is just tell her you wanna show her something, like the sights out there or something like that. Take her out there. And while she is looking out at the scenery, I'm just gonna slip out the front door, which is right next to the bathroom. Ghost, okay? No one's the wiser. And I tell her, I say very specifically, the only thing you have to do is make sure that the front door doesn't shut all the way. Because the door goes, when you try and open it, it makes a giant sound, okay? And in order for me to get out like a ghost and everything like that can't happen. And she goes, don't worry, I got you. She goes out. She lets her mom in. And she goes, Mom, you know what I totally forgot? You have got to check out the view on this terrace. And she goes, what? Because across the way, there's like a fish factory. Okay? There's nothing. And she goes, what are you talking about? And Catherine's like, no, you got it, you gotta go. And by the way, I'm in the bathroom. I have my motorcycle helmet here. I'm just crouched in the bathroom. I listen to her walk in. I listen with the vibrations of their footsteps as they go all the way outside. And I'm trying to pinpoint a moment where I think that she's not looking. And I don't know what it's going to be, so I just think it's now or never. What are you going to do? I take a breath. I rip the door open. I step outside. I turn and I look, and the door is closed, and my heart stops. And I curse everything, and I turn and I look, and I see Kat's mom in the balcony window, facing away from me, this way. All I see is her head, this way, and I see what I think is her head just turning in a moment. And before I see anything else, I open up that front door. I dash out. I run down the stairs. I feel like her hand is like chasing me as I go out, and I run downstairs. I call a motorcycle taxi, and then I got out. Now, I don't know if there's a moral to the story. I don't know what there is to learn from it. I don't know why I was so scared, honestly, to run into Kat's mom. But what do you do in a situation like that? I kind of realize as I'm talking here that I don't like to be in a situation where I don't know what I'm going to say. And I don't know what the hell I would have said, you know? So don't be like me. I think it's the moral. Thank you.
This episode of FOREPLAY Goes South podcast was recorded and produced by event host and podcast creator Metanoia. These stories are recorded live every third Tuesday of the month at Petra's in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information about FOREPLAY Goes South, follow us at FOREPLAY GS on Facebook, FetLife, Instagram, and Twitter.